Dawn, June 793 AD. A grey North Sea wind presses in on the little monastery island off the English coast. For generations the monks here have copied holy books, tended their fields, and prayed for the souls of Christendom. Their world is predictable, ordered, safe. Then the horns sound. Shapes appear through the mist. Long, narrow ships riding low in the water, their dragon-headed prows cutting the waves. No one on Lindisfarne has seen anything like them. The brothers think first of traders, perhaps lost fishermen seeking shelter. They are wrong. Armed men leap from the ships into the shallows, tall, broad-shouldered, wrapped in wool and leather. Iron helmets, round shields, long spears and heavy axes. They move fast, in groups, with a purpose that has nothing to do with trade. Later generations would say that this day marks the beginning of a new age. We call it the Viking Age. To understand why the raid on Lindisfarne shocked Europe, we need to know who these men were and why they came. In the late 700s, Scandinavia was a land of forests, fjords, and scattered farms. There were no unified kingdoms of Denmark, Norway, or Sweden yet, only local chieftains and petty kings. Power depended on land, cattle, followers, and above all, honour and plunder. Most people were farmers, but the sea was their road. The Norse had been trading for centuries, sailing along the coasts of the Baltic and North Sea. They bought and sold furs, iron, amber, and slaves. But in the late 8th century, something changes. Population grows. Ambitious chieftains need wealth to reward their warriors. New shipbuilding techniques create the longship, light, flexible, fast. A ship that can cross open sea, but also slide up shallow rivers and land a warband directly at a village or a monastery. And just across the water from Scandinavia lies the richest target of all, Christian Europe. To the Vikings, monasteries looked like treasure chests left unguarded, packed with silver chalices, golden crosses, reliquaries covered in jewels, and defended, at best, by a handful of unarmed monks. No city walls, no garrison, no army. It is hard to resist such an invitation. The Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, written in England, tells us that in 793, immense whirlwinds and flashes of lightning were seen in the sky, and dragons were reported flying. People saw these as omens, warnings of the disaster that was about to fall on Lindisfarne. When the Norsemen hit the monastery, it is quick and brutal. Doors are smashed in, altars are stripped, sacred books are thrown aside, the gold bindings torn off. Silver and gold vanish into bags and chests. Some monks are cut down where they stand, others are dragged away in chains, destined to be sold as slaves in distant markets. For the Christian world, this is more than a robbery. Lindisfarne is a holy place, a centre of learning and pilgrimage. If such a place can be attacked, what is safe? News spreads fast. Letters from church leaders describe the raiders as heathen men who know neither God nor mercy. For the first time, the people of Western Europe begin to fear the men from the north. But for the Vikings, the raid is a success. They have tested a new tactic: swift seaborne attack, overwhelming surprise, rapid withdrawal before any local army can arrive. They have seen just how soft and rich the Christian coast really is, and they will be back. The raid on Lindisfarne in 793 does not come out of nowhere. There had been earlier attacks on the coasts of the Frankish kingdom and the British Isles, perhaps as early as the 780s. But Lindisfarne is different. It is famous, sacred, and the horror of the attack is written down, copied, and remembered. That is why historians usually mark this raid as the beginning of the Viking Age. After Lindisfarne, the pattern repeats and expands. At first, small warbands strike in summer, hit and run. Then, as the decades pass, the fleets grow larger. The raiders begin to overwinter in foreign lands, build camps, demand tribute, and sometimes stay for good. In later episodes, we will see how these first coastal raids grow into full-scale invasions, how a great heathen army lands in England, how Viking warlords carve out territories, collect taxes, and rule over local populations, how Norsemen sail not just west to Britain and France, but east to Russia and south to Constantinople. But it all begins here, with a few longships pushing through the grey morning mist towards an undefended island. To the monks of Lindisfarne, the day feels like the end of the world. To the Viking chieftains watching their warriors return, ships heavy with silver and slaves, it looks like something else entirely. A beginning.